everyone. I'm Kenneth Ryan.
I'm Lindsay Reesop.
I'm Abby McCullum.
I'm Bethany Ketchum.
And this is the next exciting episode of the Friends Forever podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As you know, it's been 2 weeks since our last meeting, our last little get-together.
Oh my gosh.
And has anything exciting happened to anyone in those 2 weeks?
My back hurts real bad.
There's a real long, pause, and then it was just like, well, my back hurts.
I don't know. It's literally I can't laugh right, because if I laugh right, my back hurts.
Yeah, we should do that.
Oh, that's good.
What?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, cool.
Wow. Okay, so Bethany has some back problems.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it? You want to share that with the internet?
I mean, I guess. I just woke up, and my back hurt really bad, and I could not walk very well, hardly at all. And I almost threw up. It was unfortunate.
This sounds like hell.
It was hell. It was like, I was literally like, I hate my life. But then once I got up and forced myself to walk around, it got better. But then later in the day, I laid back down again because I wanted to rest it because it was still hurting. And then I tried to stand back up, and I was like going very carefully, like, oh, okay, pull myself up gently. And then I got to the point where I was like, screw this, I'm just going to stand up. And I stood up, and I almost fainted. It was terrible. It was some of the most intense pain I've ever felt in my life. But it wasn't just like, oh, I haven't eaten, I haven't slept like Lindsay is. It was like, this pain is so intense. Well, then why do you faint when you stand up?
I think it's dehydration.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
That's basic.
Actually,
What?
okay. I have a story about dehydration, aka I've been dehydrating myself real bad lately. And I had this discussion with some of my fellow actors in the show that I'm going to be in at the end of this month. Basically, for all of last week, I couldn't, eat a full meal. I could only, I would eat, half a sandwich and want to throw up for the next, 3 hours. I would feel really just sick and awful, and, it was bad. And I was talking with one of my fellow actors, and, basically the conversation got to the point of, sometimes you feel hungry when you're dehydrated, and they were like, I think the problem with what was going on with you is that you were, eating when you were just not drinking water, because I was seriously drinking, maybe a mouthful of water a day for, weeks on end.
What of water?
And, a mouthful.
Oh, why?
I'd go, because I just wasn't drinking water because I was doing a lot of Hell Weeks, which is fun, it's...
Who drinks water?
It's busy from when you wake up to when you go to bed. That's how I describe a Hell Week. And it was a week long of that. And long story short, my health gets neglected during those times. I don't know about anybody else. And basically, when I went home this weekend, I just drank water, constantly. And I feel a lot better. So the secret, kids, is to stay hydrated. I don't know if there's a moral to that story, so I just made one up. It's stay hydrated.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah.
So back to your back.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I did my thing where I interject with a non-sequitur.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just bad. I've never fainted before, but I almost
I've
fainted.
only fainted twice.
Only twice.
Only twice.
I've only fainted once. I'll share mine because it's only once, and then you can share your two.
Sure.
My first and only time fainting, it was summer. I was wearing t-shirt and shorts, but I wrapped myself up in a sleeping bag. It was an August day, so it was easily 90
Jesus.
degrees out and humid. And I was watching my older brother play Dark Souls, and I got up to go to the garage to get a bottle of water from the cooler, because I was like, that's real cold, and I feel real hot. I made it about as far as the island in my kitchen before I put my hands on it. It was like, the world's getting real black real fast. Then, all of a sudden, everything went black. I heard the mail on the counter start to fly everywhere. I heard a very loud thud, and when my vision came back, my dad was looking at me, asking, are you on drugs? And I was so confused because literally a second ago I was standing by the mail and I was like, I'm on the ground, the mail is everywhere. What just happened?
Oh my gosh.
And I just think it's really funny. My dad told me apparently he did ask if I was okay, but I don't remember that, so I think he was asking while I was still, like, blacked out.
Are you
when I
on
came to-
drugs?
When I came to, his question was, are you on drugs?
Oh my
and I was like,
gosh.
no. I was just wrapped up
Are
in a
you
sleeping
sure
bag.
about that?
Yeah, I don't take drugs,
I know.
Lindsay. I got Vicodin for when my wisdom teeth were taken out, and I literally took a pill and a half, and then I stopped taking it because I was like, I don't like this. I don't like how it makes me feel.
Wow.
I did take my antibiotics, though, because I'm really good about that.
Vicodin the one that my mom's, like, mildly allergic to that makes her, like, vomit all over?
Ew.
I forget.
Yikes.
That's gross.
Like, one of those pain medications, so I might not be able to.
Is it
in the future,
codeine?
I don't know. Possibly.
Yeah, it might be codeine, because I think that's the active ingredient in Vicodin. Hey, guys, welcome to Medical
Yeah,
Podcast.
anyways. So did you just
Uh,
faint from being too hot?
I think it was a combination of I didn't drink any liquids that day, and I was literally wrapped up in a sleeping bag on a 90-degree day.
Why would you
And they
do
don't have air
that?
conditioning in his house.
No, we don't have air conditioning at my house. So the inside of my house was easily like 80 degrees.
Why were you wrapped in a sleeping bag then? Why?
It was comfortable.
Oh my gosh, you're so dumb. Oh my god. Ow.
It was comfortable. What do you want from me?
I really can't laugh. This is sad. Anyways.
Welcome to the Pain
Two
Podcast.
times I've passed out. The first one, I think, was that Saturday when we went to... I passed out in the middle of church.
Oh
In the middle
god.
of church. We were, like, in the front row. I wasn't standing or anything. We were, like... I don't know if we were kneeling or just sitting down. And then I, like, everything was going black. So I was, like, leaning forward with my, like, elbows on my knees, like, trying to gain my bearings. I don't know. And then I just kind of woke up sideways on the feet. Ashley almost sat on me.
Oh my god.
It was strange. And then I was, like, really pale, and everyone's asking me, like, are you okay?
Can I make a request? When you guys are about to do a name drop, could you possibly put a little pause before it to make the editing slightly easier?
Dude, you don't need to bleep out first names of people that no one has any idea about who they are.
Wait, you said a name?
I didn't
My
even.
sister.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear her
I
name.
didn't realize it.
But, anyways.
I'll cut my...
The second time, I had woken up, and I went upstairs to, like, get food or something, I don't know. And it was, like, a delay. I made it up the stairs, I was, like, in the kitchen, and then everything was just kind of going black. So I grabbed onto the edge of the changing table, because Mikhail and Seth were both pretty young, but mostly Seth. And then there's, like, a thud, and the changing table on top of me. And there's, like, baby clothes and
Oh my
diapers everywhere.
Yikes.
Oh, man. What about you, Abby? Do you have
That's
any
hilarious.
fun passing out stories?
Let's see. What? Shush. I think the only time.
The heck is that?
That's
Okay.
Kenny moving the microphone closer.
Oh.
I was moving it closer to Abby.
I haven't had hold on. Okay, I haven't had actually any, like, blackout moments. But, like, I gave blood in, I think it was sophomore or junior year, okay? And we were in Spanish, reading, like, Don Quixote or something. And all of a sudden I'm just, like, sitting there and, like, the whole world starts spinning. And I'm looking, everyone just kind of starting to look at me, they're just like... Like, that's all I remember. All of a sudden, I'm just like, I'm gonna go get a drink of water, and I, like, stumble out of the room, and Senior's just like, anyway, you just keep on reading, and I'm like,
that one chemistry lab last year.
and I'm just, like, sitting there, like, next to the bubbler, like, drinking so that I don't, like, pass out and die. It was great.
I volunteered for our high school blood drive, and that was always the scariest thing, because I worked the whole school day, even though we weren't supposed to. I just specifically, I asked the teacher in charge, I was like, can I just, like, skip all my classes? And she was like, yeah, I don't care, you're passing, right? And I was like, yeah. So basically, and, like, the scariest thing is when people would come in, they'd give blood and they were doing perfectly fine, then all of a sudden they would start, like, their eyes would go out of focus, and, like, one of the nurses or somebody there would, like, run over them and be like, okay, wiggle your toes, wiggle your toes.
Oh my
Come on,
gosh.
keep the blood flowing. And they're like, I don't feel good. It's going black. And they're like, wiggle your toes. I was like, are they okay? Literally every time it happened, I remember being like, oh my god, Are they okay? Are they gonna die? Am I gonna
Oh
like
my
watch
god,
someone
they're not
die
gonna
right now because they gave
die.
blood?
Jeez.
Yeah, they don't.
I
take
get
enough
really
blood.
anxious in situations like that. Okay, I've got like
You need to take like
I've got
3
problems.
times as much blood as they do.
I know, but people got like some people got really sick,
Yeah.
like looking, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah,
This
I
This
mean,
is all making me think of chemistry last year. There was a day I felt really nauseous, so I left a couple times to go drink some water.
Oh.
And we were doing like a partner thing. Some like the guy was watching the thing we were boiling in one of the hoods. So then I just go to the bathroom, throw up,
oh my
drink some
god.
water, and go back to class.
Oh my god.
That is so like you. Oh,
Yeah.
Do you mind if I share this story from middle school?
Um.
It's the one where you were in class and you just like leaned over.
Oh yeah, I just threw Cheerios all over the floor.
Okay, actually, you should tell it because it's your story. I love this story.
I think
5th grade?
first of all, like, there was one day where I was nauseous all day and I complained about it to my friends and they're like, go to the office or tell a teacher and go home. And I'm like, nah, I'll be fine. Then after class ended for the day, we were like getting ready to go home and I threw up in a garbage can like, right next to my locker. There are people all around. No one even noticed it. I get out to the car and like halfway home, I'm like, yeah, I just threw up. But then I got better like a day or two later. But then a week and a day after that is when I threw up in class.
Ah, this hurts so bad.
It was like social studies or something.
Yeah, I remember.
Should I
this.
name drop or not?
If you want to, I don't
like-
care.
Giving a presentation about something in class, and he was like handing out papers, and I felt nauseous. I guess it was just suddenly that I just threw up in the area. I'd eaten Cheerios. It was a really gross feeling.
My, because I know we all have beautiful puke stories that everyone wants to hear.
No.
My favorite puke story is I was left home alone, and I had the stomach flu, which I got every single year up until about 5th grade. I was home at least 2 days with the stomach flu without fail, and then it just kind of I stopped getting it. Anyways, one time I got it, this was like 2nd grade. I felt like I was going to throw up, but I didn't want to stand up because I knew if I stood up, I'd have to commit to it.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where it was like, well, if you don't stand up, you're going to puke all over yourself. So I stood up, ran to the bathroom, I lifted the toilet seat, puked all over the floor in front of the toilet seat. I didn't make it in. And then I distinctly remember looking at it being like, oh god, mom's gonna kill me. So I went to the kitchen, got a roll of paper towels, and like Cinderella cleaned it. Like I just used tons of paper towel to like pat it up, and then I'd like drop them in the toilet and flush them, and then I'd pat up more.
Ew.
Drop it in the toilet,
Oh my
flushed it.
god, ew.
And then
Gross.
and then like by the time I was finished, I like washed my hands and I just went back to bed and I never told my family that I missed the toilet.
Oh my god.
But I lifted the toilet seat, but somehow managed to not get any of the vomit in the toilet. It was so bad.
That's funny.
I threw up here once.
Abby, you want to share a fun vomit story?
I don't really remember any. I mean, okay, there was like that 6-month period where like for every other week I'd like wake up at like midnight and be like, well, it's another day. And then I'd go upstairs and I'd get everything out of me that had to get out. And I rinse out my mouth and I rinse out the puke bucket type thing and went back to bed and it was a good old day.
Wait, what? I don't remember this at all. You threw up like for.
You told me this like years after it happened, so I knew about this.
Oh my
period.
God.
But you didn't.
It was like freshman year to like junior year.
What the hell?
There's like a month here where it would happen like twice a week, and then there's like another month, like 6 months later, that I would do it again.
Oh
It
my.
seems like a health issue. You should go see someone
Everything's
about.
fine.
It's fine. The one day last semester when I got so sick that I was bedridden for like the entire day, like I took a nap, and when I woke up I felt like I was hit by a train. I didn't tell anybody besides my friends. Like I didn't even tell my mom that it happened to me. I just laid in bed and was like, all right, I'm dying.
I don't remember.
Sucks. What about you, Beth? You got a fun vomit story?
You found vomit in your garbage can that wasn't yours, remember?
Yeah, that was still the creepiest thing ever. It's horrifying.
What?
I told you about
What?
this. I'm pretty...
Yeah.
So I, like, went... I messaged the group chat, and I was like, guys, I don't know what's happening. I came back to my room, because remember, so in the first half of the school year, I didn't lock my door when I went to shower, because I was like, I'm only gone, like, 15 minutes, it's fine, it's not a big deal. But apparently it was a freaking big deal, because one day I come back from class, it's like the middle of the week, it's like Wednesday, maybe it wasn't the middle, but it was definitely a weekday, and I came back in the middle of the day, and my room just smells like puke, and I'm like, what the hell that's disgusting, did somebody throw up in my neighbor's room and it stinks, and I'm like sniffing around my room, I can't figure out I'm like, gosh, and eventually I figure out it's my garbage can. I'm like, why does my garbage can smell like puke? Like, I would have remembered throwing up in I did not throw up in my garbage can, and I like lift the bag out, and there's a bunch of liquid in it, in the bottom, I can see, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I don't put liquid in my garbage, so there was literally puke. Somebody threw up in my garbage can, and I was like, what the hell? And it was also, like, the creepiest thing ever, because I'm like, somebody came into my room and threw up and left. Like, they didn't take anything, didn't do anything else, they just... And like, I was talking to one of my friends about this today, actually, and they're like, well, they probably thought your room was the bathroom, because, like, that's happened in the one big party dorm on campus. That's actually a problem, that people will think they're so drunk that they think they walk into somebody's room thinking it's the bathroom, and they pee on the floor. So, like, that's happened multiple times where drunk people will walk into other people's rooms and just pee on the floor. And yeah, it's disgusting.
I'd ever be drunk enough for that to happen.
But
you wouldn't know until you're 21.
Of course not. Anyways, but so they were like, maybe they were so drunk they thought your room was the bathroom, came in and like threw up in your garbage can and left. And I was like, okay, that would make sense if it hadn't been in the middle of the day. Like it's not.
Well,
it's not like it.
Some people are day drinkers.
Maybe, but it's not like I like woke up in the morning and I was like, oh my god, it smells. Like, nobody did it during the night. It was like had to have been when I was showering in the morning. So I don't know.
Damn, some people start early. They pregame, like, break a dawn, bitch. I'm pregaming for tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, this is a fun conversation.
It was disgusting.
We're 20 minutes into this podcast, and all we talked about is passing out and puking.
Yes!
Yay!
Oh, but with
Welcome to the...
Oh, what?
Welcome to the Health Problems Podcast.
Oh, well, with my, like, thing, I didn't really describe it. Like, I didn't pass out, but I, like, stood up, and it was very painful. I said something out loud. It was probably an expletive. I don't remember what it was. But I said something out loud to my empty room, and I was just like, oh no, oh no. And, like, I'm trying to grab something. Like, my knees are giving out. I'm like, uh-oh, this isn't good.
Knees weak,
Oh,
arm
that happens to
spaghetti.
me.
And
When I go up the stairs at my dad's house sometimes. And that one time when I walked into my mom's house, walked out my room towards the living room, I would, like, had to hold on to the wall.
oh my god.
I'm like, I can't bend my knees or I will face plant.
Y'all need to
You just
take
need to,
care
like,
of yourself.
You just lock up your knees, and you just hold on to something and ride it out.
Oh my, well, that's what I was trying to do, but I was like, I can't stand up during this, because, like, I needed to, like,
Otherwise,
sit down,
it'd be
because my
fun
back
to
was in
just
intense
flop onto a bed or something.
intense pain, so I was like, I can't stand up, and I was like, okay, here we go, and I was sitting down, my butt was on the floor, but my face was on the futon, and I heard just the loudest ringing in my ear. It sounded like, almost like the alarm system was going off. It's just like,
The ringing is never a good sign.
it was just ringing so loud, and I'm like, this isn't good, this isn't good, this isn't good. And then, oh, what else? Oh, and then I got sweaty, like, unbelievably, my entire body was just,
Knees weak, palms sweaty,
just-
arm spaghetti.
just so sweaty. I, like, ripped my sweatshirt off, I pulled my, like, well, I already had my pants off, I was wearing shorts, and I was literally just sitting there in shorts and my tank top, like, dying, and I'm like, oh no, this is terrible.
Speaking of shorts, I brought yours
no.
with me to college this week.
Oh.
So I can bring it when we come down to
Oh,
visit.
yay. What about, like, the
Wait, what are we
other
doing?
crap?
I brought her shorts and her sweatshirt and her shirt.
What?
Yay!
That she left in the van
Thanks,
after working out when we
Lindsay.
went to Star Wars. Remember?
Literally,
Oh yeah.
like,
I still
Months
have those.
ago.
so many months ago, like 4 months ago.
I finally
Yeah,
bought
we
them
saw
like
Star
months
Wars
before.
in December, and I unplugged my headphones. So I hope Bethany isn't talking right now. But yeah,
Kenny sucks.
We. I heard that
Darn.
one. Yeah, we saw Star Wars in December.
Yep.
Should we be trendy and talk about it now in April?
I mean, it just came out on DVD, so that is relevant.
Okay, yeah,
On
then let's
Blu-ray
talk
and
about it.
DVD.
Did you ever see the Star Wars, Abby?
No.
She hasn't seen any
Oh.
Star Wars movie ever, so.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
She's never seen The Lord of the Rings either. Isn't that crazy? I'm like, ugh! They're some of my
Well, we gotta
favorite
giving me away.
movies.
So you need to go on social media and shun her.
So basically what we were saying is we need to have movie marathons in the summer between, like, recording our scripted shows
And work
and stuff.
between 4 different people.
Between 4
Yeah.
different people's jobs, film schedules, and other commitments, i.e. traveling the world.
Canada.
Heck yeah!
Not even just Canada.
I'm
Abby's
going
going
to
to Poland.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that? Because that's really cool. I mean, it's not going to happen for a while, but you can still talk about it.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, it gives you something to talk about.
Are you hinting at something?
A little bit.
Yeah,
maybe.
Abby never talks on these things. That's a well-known fact.
Okay, well, I can't hear you, Beth, because I don't like talking with my microphone in, or my earphone thingy. So, I won't
She's not
hear you
gonna
now.
hear you.
Okay, anyway.
How dare
So,
you, Abigail McCollum.
I'm going on the World Youth Day trip thingy with a church stuff, you know? And we get to go to Poland for a week and a half. And it'll be the first transatlantic flight that I take that's longer than a few hours, so that'll be great.
Ooh,
I'm going to be the only one of the 4 of us after that trip, by the way, that has not left North America. Because I've been to Canada, but I've never left North America.
You've been
in
to
my life.
Canada?
There'll be a chance.
Yeah, I went to Canada before you needed a passport to go.
Yeah.
Like,
That's-
so before 9/11.
Yeah.
So I was like real young, but we have pictures of me. We stayed up at a cabin, and that's the only time I've ever left the United
You
States.
put a wall
Well, you
across
still
the
don't
baby.
need... Yeah, okay, Scott Walker. Freaking dumbass. Oh my gosh, can we talk... Oh, I need to talk about
we
that
talk
after.
politics?
No, well, sort of, but Abby needs to tell her story. But also, you still don't need a passport. If you get a special driver's license, you can go over there.
Oh, okay.
But that's only...
Is it the real ID thing?
I think so. I don't remember what it is,
I
but...
need to sign up for that when I have to renew my license before my birthday.
My cousin just goes to school in Sault Ste. Marie, which is like there's a Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and a Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. They're like the same city basically. So like it makes sense if you live right on the border and you're gonna go to Canada a lot because you have to like apply for this license and stuff. But like otherwise, yeah, just a passport. Anyways, sorry, I digress.
Abby's story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we leave in, like, July. So it's going to be a crisp, like, 70 degrees in Poland.
Crisp.
It'll be great. It'll be a lot better than the stupid 90-degree heat we're probably going to have here.
True.
But then we're there for a week and a half, and we don't get to bring anything but, like, a carry-on. So I have to shove, like, a week and a half worth of, like, living stuff in a backpack, which will be cool. And then we get to see Pope Francis speak, and we get to meet with, like, millions of other young Catholics and stuff, so that'll be pretty cool. And we get to eat lots of sausages and get fat.
Order pierogies. Those are so
Pierogi?
good. Pierogies. Yeah, I think that's how
Carry-ons
you...
can actually be pretty large. Like one of
I
those
think that's how
small
you're supposed to pronounce
suitcases,
it.
like the one I took to Jamaica.
Oh no, I've got a, like,
It was
travel
just a
backpack
carry-on.
picked out, like a hiking one.
I haven't
I
flown
haven't
in
got
a
it yet.
long time, but they charge carry-ons based on weight, correct?
No.
No, not anymore?
Carry-ons are free,
Yeah, that's why we have
Oh,
to
no, it's just
carry on.
regular luggage. Duh.
and you usually get
Duh.
like 2
And you get the overhead
bags
space.
per person
Yeah.
for the flight.
Gotcha.
Free.
Sorry,
and
I'm
then
used
you have to
to...
pay for extra ones.
I'm used to the
Yeah.
luggage that, you wait at the
It
turnstile
has to
for.
be less than 50 pounds for the ones, any luggage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, like, no liquids in containers larger than, like, the little travel size shampoo.
It's always fun reading the sign.
Unless
It's
it's
like
sealed.
Yeah.
it's like no house paint remover, no no like gas for like a grill, like
Right.
a grill gas
Propane.
container.
Yeah, propane.
Propane and propanic services.
I feel like propane would explode if it reached a certain altitude, honestly.
that's why it's not supposed to be on
Like,
there.
I straight up feel like that...
It would expand.
That's why most of
yeah.
those things aren't supposed to be on there.
Yeah.
But it's like like no gloss house paint or something. That they're like, you can't have this on the plane. It's
I'm
like,
gonna fly
who
with
would
house
have
paint.
this on the plane in the
gloss-
first place?
Paint is alright.
I guess.
Chinkies is all
No, but
I
then
have
we're
to
there
say.
for a week and a half to like halfway through, or not halfway, like halfway through first week of August.
But if the
And-
bag's going in the plane, you can have whatever liquids you want, pretty much.
yeah, because it's
not
pressurized
in the
in the
carry-on.
cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why
Otherwise,
we brought
everyone
like 2
who was
bottles
on
of
the plane
rum
would
back
die.
to Jamaica.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
We brought like 2 bottles of rum.
Oh, and the drinking age over there is 18, so that's fun.
So Abby's
Oh.
gonna get crunk dizzy? You ain't living like a real
I still am
18-year-old.
contemplating getting a very small tattoo when I'm over there.
Do it.
Oh
But-
my gosh.
Get
it's
that
gonna be
tattoo.
like
Tattoos are so expensive.
$100.
Get Pope
for, like, a
Francis's
little tiny thing that I
face.
want, which is basically I just want a cross that has the Polish flag
Hello.
colors. But it's still gonna be like $100, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah, if you're getting
"Ugh."
colored, it's gonna be even more expensive.
Oh,
Yes,
can
I
Abby
don't
still
know if I
not
do
hear
that.
me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Now.
okay. Should get Pope
If
Francis's
you're gonna get-
face.
Get Pope Francis's face on your face.
Yes!
Get it like under your ear right here, in that really girly spot.
Oh, like our coworker had one?
You're
Oh
gonna...
yeah.
Abby, you're gonna bring Tiny
yeah,
Pope
she
to
did.
Poland, right? You better bring Tiny...
Yes.
Throw him
Yes!
at the Pope.
Yes!
The one that you knitted.
Yes!
Have you updated that Pope and I blog at all?
Like twice.
Yes.
It's so amazing. If you, like, get within... You should, like, take a picture of him with, like, Francis in the background and be like, Pope meets Pope!
Okay, but my biggest
Popeception!
fear is
That he'll see and be like,
I'll like
hey.
take it and have like a selfie with him with it, and he'll like think that I want him to have it. And I'll have to be like, it's mine.
Oh, he'll, like, want it. Oh. Oh, I mean...
Oh.
Have Bethany make you a second one.
I could
And
do
then
that.
Take both of them and be like, one is for you.
Hey, we should plug your Pope's blog. Do you remember its URL?
It's like the Pope and me or something, right?
Yeah, it's something with the Pope.tumblr.com.
The dash Pope dash and dash I.
Oh, the Pope and I. I love it so
.tumblr.com.
much.
The Pope and I. Yeah, it's a bunch of cute little pictures of this little knit Francis that.
How many followers
made.
does that blog have?
None.
Oh,
Yay.
oh, I don't follow it. I thought I followed
No.
it. All right, we're gonna get it followers. This is a shout out to everyone who watches this podcast.
Nope.
All like
Oh,
It's got one.
Evangeline Wilcox.
nice.
What?
Shout out to you for following the Pope and I.
Yay.
Neon Genesis Evangelion, right?
Okay, guys. Can we go back quick now to that Lindsay?
Wait,
Oh.
wait. My psalms are sweaty, knees weak, cross is heavy, last supper is ready, it's Lord Spaghetti.
That's a thing on the Pope and I.
Seriously?
That's a post.
Yikes.
Oh, that's great.
What were you saying about me now?
Oh, so Lindsay
Get
mentions
back to
the Scott Walker quote earlier, which reminded me. So,
Was that
the
Scott Walker? Oh.
Yeah.
that we should build a wall around
Canadian
Canada. Yeah, that was Scott Walker. He's a smart one. So,
Let's just
He's great.
barrier out the nicest people in
yes,
Right,
like
like
on this
probably,
continent.
yeah, one of our like.
Pretty sure the last war Canada was involved in was the War of 1812.
I
Yep.
wouldn't know,
Like,
but yeah.
which was
Well, no,
about
they,
like
they
beavers.
helped out a little bit in like one of the world wars. I'm pretty sure they were like a late person. Like they helped out with like aftermath type stuff.
Either way, they don't fight a lot of wars.
I mean, also, it's just absurd to think that like we would benefit from building a wall between us and Canada. Like, what? Oh,
Yeah.
what are you even thinking? But I mean, honestly,
It stimulates growth and creates jobs.
If-
No, it really doesn't.
if anything-
I mean, yeah, like, wall builders.
Yes.
Other than that,
if anything.
If
maybe the wall
anything,
of China will have like 12,000.
Canada-
bodies.
Canada should want to build a wall against us.
Yeah.
Like, we're probably putting
Yeah,
more
literally,
bad crap in
especially if
Canada
Trump is president.
than we are
there's a spoof
getting from them.
where this one guy is like, like campaigning against Trump, and then like at the end of the video they're just like, "We heard you want to build a wall for Mexico. well, we're gonna build one on your north border too, and then it, like, pans out, and the guy's like putting another brick on a wall, and he's like, but we've got a head start. It's pretty great.
Wait,
That's
Look it
pretty
up.
funny.
I don't know what it is.
What's that one? There was someone who was like petitioning to like get a city for all the people who are like fleeing America after Trump, if he becomes
Me.
Oh,
Or was it like an
I saw
island or
that. Yeah,
something?
it was
Was it like an island or something?
it was something. I don't know if it's real. I don't. There's a lot of things I see on the internet that I'm like, don't know if you're real.
Like he doesn't actually have an island, but he's like, we need to give this island to the people who
Oh
are
boy.
trying to escape.
Trump's not.
Political podcast.
He's not going to be president anyway. But so the Scott
No,
Walker
I don't
thing
think-
reminded me of. So the Wisconsin primary was last week. We all voted. Yay!
Yes, it was. We all voted because we were cool.
Yeah.
I was like the second to last person on campus.
I went during like rush hour. It took me 2 hours to get through the lines to the polls, and I was like, I just want to fill in one bubble on this thing and walk away. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Speaking of, if you check out the latest episode of, I guess it's not the latest, but if you check out the episode of Clockwork, I believe it's part 13. I'm wearing my I voted sticker in that, so
I didn't
And
get an
voted
I
before
voted
that,
sticker.
and the
So
sticker's in my
sad.
pocket.
I didn't get one, but I promised I voted. But
I had a cute witness.
oh no! Cut that out. That can't be in there. Okay. Now,
Did you watch this?
probably most
Does anyone
likely.
you know watch this podcast?
I am assuming absolutely not, but there is always a chance. Anyways, what the heck was that?
That was Kenny hitting my roommate's
I-
little plastic
I'm fine.
shelving thing.
Okay, anyways, so the Scott Walker thing reminded me. So Ted Cruz came to Wisconsin, and I mean, I don't know if we probably shouldn't get into like what we think of like, certain people and stuff.
Why not?
But objectively, I think that like there's some quotes.
You mean the Zodiac Killer?
Zodiac Killer, that's my favorite meme.
but
That's one of my favorite political memes right now.
there are some things he said when he was campaigning in Wisconsin that just made me laugh so hard that it was just so absurd what he said. So one that I thought of was, so he was talking about, he was there with Scott Walker and he was trying to be like, Scott Walker's so cool, Scott Walker this, Scott Walker that, like, you guys love Scott Walker. And so this is a direct quote. A lot of kids, when they go to
ready.
bed at night, they wear Superman pajamas, Cruz said. Well, Superman wears Chuck Norris pajamas, and Chuck Norris wears Scott Walker pajamas.
What?
Exactly! It doesn't make any sense!
My God.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh my God, that's
I mean,
ridiculous.
it makes sense, but not for Scott Walker.
Yeah, not for him.
Chuck
really
Norris
Maybe.
and Scott Walker and Superman. I was just like,
Oh,
what?
God, that's ridiculous.
But this,
I can't believe that's a quote.
it's a real quote. This is another real quote. This one's even better. This is even better. Okay. Cruz couldn't resist responding. You convinced me. Yes, we need to arm the cheese curds, and if we send the cheese curds into ISIS, it will fatten them up and they'll go down immediately, he joked. But you know what? They will die happy, and you know what? Maybe they get enough cheese curds, they'll just decide the whole jihad thing. They don't need it, and then they should just happily eat cheese curds and live in peace with their fellow man. End quote.
Are we the cheese curds?
No, I think they literally.
Is Cruz gonna feed?
He's literally talking about
What?
literal cheese curds.
That was his.
He actually said that to an actual
Cheese curds to ISIS,
reporter.
and they'll give up their whole jihad thing.
That's ridiculous. Oh my
Isn't
God.
that so funny?
That is-
I laughed so
This
hard.
political race is such a shit show.
I laughed,
I'm
like obviously he was joking, but
I-
still, like, it was the most absurd thing. It was just like,
yeah, that's like that's so like you said, that's so absurd and just so ridiculous. You're like, whoa.
we're gonna arm the
we-
cheese curds. Like, what?
Obviously, that's how we deal with our problems here in America.
The cheese curd is
With
the
food.
answer to all
Let's
the
just
world's
fatten
problems.
them up and then they'll die.
What's the key to
God,
cheese curds?
We'll
So
just send a few
silly.
dairy cows, you know.
Are you calling people in Wisconsin
Of course
fat?
he is, and stupid. I think he's like,
If you
the
guys
only
wanna
way to
stay
make them
political-
like me is Chuck Norris and cheese curds. Like, I don't
If you
know.
guys want to stay political, obesity is a serious problem in this country.
Yeah.
Like, that is, like, it's scientifically been proven. Americans are, like, statistically getting more and more and more obese.
Well, yeah, duh.
Mhm.
I mean, you can
And
tell that from
so-
just looking around you. Like,
Accurate.
we were the number one. I actually wrote a paper on obesity at some point. I think senior year. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
wrote a paper on the death penalty.
Me
We
too,
all
actually.
did.
Well,
We all did.
yeah.
It was an assignment in like something.
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? And
paper on
we were the number one obese country for a long time, but now we're number two. Mexico surpassed us. So, haha,
Oh.
go
That doesn't
Mexico!
change the fact. Well, even then, in that sense, just world obesity rates are just going up, which, I mean, it makes sense considering
Well-
how cheap and easy it is to get processed foods, which are super unhealthy for you. But, you know, I'm not going to be preaching to you to not eat McDonald's, because I will gladly eat McDonald's, like, 3 times a day.
I mean, sure,
I mean,
obesity is
It's
like
cheap and we have no money.
going up in
Exactly.
some places, but there are a lot of places where like starvation is going up. So it's not
True.
the entire world over trend. But
No, I know. It's like a developed world, like, first world type problem.
Hear the air quotes in.
Well, because
No, I know. Yeah,
I don't know if it's, like,
there are.
there's like first world, second world, and third world, and you never hear about the second world, which is why I couldn't tell you which countries are classified as second world countries. I can tell you first world countries, and I can tell you a couple third world countries
Like
off the top
2.
of my head.
Or be like, Africa.
Because Africa is one country.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
everybody
that
in
kills
Africa
me.
is
That makes me
obviously
so
tribal
mad.
and black.
Yeah.
Oh,
you-
don't worry.
You never see those pretty pictures of like the cool cities. and
No,
everything.
like, the developed countries in Africa look like modern developed countries because, lo and behold, they are modern developed countries.
Yeah.
But we don't.
Oh my
here
God,
in the West, at least, we
Kenneth.
don't get shown that. So what we're stuck seeing is like
Starving children.
the starving children ads with the white woman who's in front of a green screen with like paid actors pretending that they're starving African people because they're not going to actually send this beautiful white woman to
Hey.
Africa.
That's
You really think Hollywood's going to
True.
do that? I don't think
Hollywood?
so.
I don't know if Hollywood is in
Yeah.
charge of commercials. But like,
I'm just saying that what we are shown here in the West is not an accurate depiction of
yeah, true.
the entire continent.
Yeah.
Is it true for some countries there? Possibly. I don't know
Parts of
because
the
I've never
West.
been there. But it's not true for the whole shindig.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of really depictions of Africa in the media other than like the starving kid ads and stuff. But I do know like because I'd seen people like I know people study abroad in South Africa and stuff, and you like see that they have cities and stuff, and that it's beautiful there.
That's because that's where all the white people are.
Well,
No, that's actually what
Well,
you
yeah.
said is true. A lot of the Dutch settlers settled in
South
South
Africa.
Africa.
I know.
So South Africa does have a lot of Caucasians.
I'm aware. I'm aware. I
Which actually,
The only
Um,
African history I know is from my favorite book. And I actually don't know like really any African history because I never had a world history class ever. But my favorite book is called Tandia or Tandia. I don't actually know how it's pronounced. And it's the sequel to The Power of One, but it's about apartheid in South Africa, among other things.
What was that movie you watched about the apartheid?
Oh,
In like,
Hotel
like you weren't there.
Hotel Rwanda
You were-
or.
No.
Oh, I mean that was genocide, not apartheid. But we had to watch that in high school.
yeah, Hotel
I mean,
Rwanda
we
was
watched that too.
was a genocide between like the two.
The Hutus and the Tutsis.
Yes, and yeah, I remember that.
So I guess I know a tiny
in the
bit of
shower.
African history,
remember
but
that
basically,
too.
yeah, the power of one. Everything I know, like I know names of like I know certain like tribe names and like the language they speak and different, just because of like this book, because it's like very involved in like the South African culture. But that's literally I have like a little like blip of like South African knowledge, and then the rest of Africa I'm just like completely ignorant about. Which is unfortunate.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that the history of Egypt is pretty well known because, you know, Egypt played a big part in biblical stuff. So a lot of people know Egypt from that.
I guess, yeah.
That in Egypt honestly was, especially in the early history of humanity, one of the superpower countries. Because Egypt was quite developed for its time, for a long, long time.
Yeah. I'd love, oh my gosh, whenever we go to a museum.
The stupid Library of Alexandria.
Ooh, yeah.
Was that Egypt? I thought that was in Greece.
No, it's in Greece, but it had a lot of stuff from Egypt.
What?
Didn't it?
No. The library, was like, there was so much knowledge in there that was lost.
Could have had flying cars.
Oh my gosh.
We have those stupid hoverboard things. That's close enough.
Those aren't hoverboards.
I know, but that's what they're called.
Death traps.
They just... fire starters.
They're beautiful.
That too.
They're $600 and worthless.
Disgusting.
No offense to anybody who spent the $600 on it, but I think you wasted
taken.
your money.
If you have $600 to spend on that thing.
If you had $600 to spend on that thing, you have $600 to donate to Bethany's
Oh my
cause
gosh!
child research.
Yes!
Child cancer research, which we are only $400 away as of the recording of this video to reaching the goal. So, unfortunately, by the time this comes out, the fundraiser will be over.
But you can still donate after I shave my head.
That's true, but I won't eat the habanero pepper because I want the goal to be reached by the time you shave your head.
I never agreed to that in the first place, so...
I know, I said and possibly.
I know.
Abby agreed to do it, and then she immediately backed out, but I never removed her from the post because, like, I don't care.
I'll still do it.
Literally in the car ride home after I brought that up, you were like, do I have to do this?
It's not backing out, that's just reluctant.
I was like, yeah, you gotta do crazy stuff for charity.
I mean, maybe, but probably not.
No, it's cool.
My mom's gonna download eventually.
Download.
Donate.
Yay.
I'm just really happy to see that the number's gotten up to 600. It's so nice to see.
It's mainly my family, honestly. Like,
but they're still helping.
Yeah. That's true.
So I'm very happy. I'm very happy to see that it's happening.
Yeah, me too. It'll be fun. There'll probably be a video. Are we going to post a video to YouTube of it?
Yes, we are.
Sweet.
Yes, we are.
So, y'all will get to
it's gonna be
see
goodness.
my head shaved. It'll be great.
And then if you ever
Don't
see
make fun of
Bethany
the
in a
shape of her
scripted
head.
video,
It'll be
she'll
fun.
probably be wearing a wig. But, that's
True.
fine.
Or just a hat.
Or just a hat, yeah. We'll
She
find
wear a
something.
Kim Possible wig all over the place.
Oh my gosh, I rock that wig. I was so excited. I put
You
it on
do.
and I was like, heck yes! I could be a good ginger, I think. It would work.
I should get a new wig.
A good ginger.
I mean, my
Gingy.
my dad's kind of a ginger,
college,
so it
so I
doesn't
have
surprise me that I
all
would look fine as a ginger. So.
Irish.
I am. Oh my gosh, my dad is so obsessed with the fact that he's Irish. He's like not even that Irish, but he thinks that he's like a full like a leprechaun or something. Like it's ridiculous.
That'd be like me walking around being like, I'm Native American. I'm so Native American. Do you see me? I'm Native American. Because yes, I do have like Native American blood
Like
in me.
a 16th or something.
Let me think. My dad's grandpa married full blood, so 8th. I have an 8th Native American blood.
No
in me.
way.
Did you get, like, a
It can't be an
skeleton?
8th. Your dad's
It
grandpa.
is.
So your
Yeah.
grandpa's half.
So my dad's.
Oh, I guess that's true.
No,
Wow.
my grandpa's half. My dad's a 4th. I'm an 8th. My children will be 16ths if
So,
I have children.
Instead of saying your dad's grandpa married a full-blooded Indian woman, why don't you say your dad's grandma?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of how marriage and having children work.
I
yeah.
know.
No.
things. I forget what tribe. My dad knows what tribe it is. I don't.
That's
but
interesting.
Since it's Wisconsin?
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
My family's from Michigan.
I know.
But yeah, he was
The
like,
area.
yeah, she was right straight off the reservations. She was native.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that's cool. I guess.
That's interesting. I never knew that about you. Like, obviously, an 8th
You didn't?
isn't a whole lot.
You can't tell.
No,
Wasn't
you
there
can't
like a
tell.
7th or 8th grade project where you presented and you're like, yeah, I'm part
I remember
am
the
part Native
projects,
American.
but I don't remember you ever saying that you were
I
part
can't
Native
tell you.
American.
Like, I knew that.
I am, but I don't know what tribe, and I know nothing about it, and I don't think that my physical appearance shows any signs of it, so...
Yeah, not really.
I'm white passing.
I mean, you're like one
Passing.
1/8
You're just
Native
white.
American and 7/8
have you read...
various
Have you read
Caucasian.
some Have you read Tumblr bios? They'll be like...
They make fun of us.
They're
like white people.
they're
for
like-
being like, I'm half this and a quarter this.
No, one person was like, I'm 25% this, white passing. And I was like, oh my god. You can't be
What
serious.
the hell? Okay, then.
Like,
Yikes.
for that, I agree that some people can take it too far, but I don't think it's bad to be like, I'm a quarter Irish, part German, whatever.
Right, like,
People are
I'm
like,
mostly
I'm
Polish.
half white bread, a quarter French bread,
me too.
whatever.
Me too.
And people like make fun of it. It's like, yes, you're like half black, half white, or whatever you say, and blah blah blah. That's who you are. So saying that you're all these different cultures isn't a bad thing.
Right, right.
So kind of, it can annoy me at times.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with people being like, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. I'm like, okay, every time I hear people like list off what they are, I'm like, but does it matter?
Not really.
Like, I'm like, what I see when I see you is like
Do,
a blondie,
But,
like a brownie without the
people
chocolate.
don't actually ever like list that off, right? Like that's not. Hi, I'm Bethany.
No.
Now
I'm a
talking
quarter Finnish. I'm like that's weird. Like you don't.
Right,
Like if
right.
you're talking about your family,
Yeah.
maybe, but like not when you're just like introducing yourself.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kenneth. I'm an 8th Native American. There's a lot of Polish in me, maybe a little bit of German, a touch of Irish, and something else probably. Probably a mixture of like 10 other cultures. Nice to meet you. What are your percentages?
Yeah. No, that doesn't happen. But
No, nobody does that.
But I think like I don't know, it's weird to think about that like so when we were younger and we had to do those projects where you're like, oh, this is where like I'm from and stuff like that. Like what if there had been like somebody who was like a descendant of a slave and so they didn't know where they were from, like even like what country in Africa because they were like brought over unwillingly and without record, and it's like that's kind of I don't know. So I mean
Sometimes they still remember that, like passed down to their families.
maybe, but I don't think they'd be. I don't know. I feel like for a lot of obviously I don't know
Like, you
because
might
I'm a
be
white
exact,
person.
like,
I don't
you
have to
don't
deal
know.
with that. But it's just like I can see why people are like, oh, that's weird that you can like say all these different countries because maybe not everybody can be like I'm from this country, I'm from that country. But no, I still think
No.
it's like I don't know. That's just a normal thing. But honestly, in a couple generations, like even our next like our kids, I feel like that's not even going to be a thing you can do anymore because people are just going to be
No.
so like I'm 1/32 this and like 1/64 of that. Like it's just like not even
Me too.
you're not even going to be able to write all of them down because there'll be like 50 different.
You're like, I'm half Wisconsinian.
Yeah.
Uh.
I mean,
Half
yeah.
Floridian.
Yeah, I don't think anything like that. I mean, even at-
Texan.
Even at like
No.
this, even when we had to do it, it's not like it meant anything. It was just kind of like a really
history.
awkward like icebreaker thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's never been anything that I've cared for.
Yeah.
Although in my defense for understanding quite a bit of my family background, I have an uncle who's super into genealogy, who like he actually traveled to Poland this past summer to visit cities that our relatives like in the past like lived in and to see their graves.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, so he would like go like city to city, and he has this beautiful photo album, and I'm sure if we ever visit his home as a group, he'd be more than willing to show us.
Because we're totally gonna go visit your
Your uncle.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, and it's a really cool thing, and he'll be able to talk your ear off for an hour and a half easily about it because he'll describe every photo in detail. Let me tell you, I sat through it last time I went out there, but
Sounds like me.
it's really cool, and
Ow.
he has like this book he's been working on. I don't know if it'll ever be a published thing or not.
I'm laying on my chapstick.
But he's been working on it for years, and he like looks into people's histories. He's like been looking into his side of the family, his wife's side of the family, like my dad's side of the family, since his wife is my mom's sister,
There's a bug somewhere in this room, and I have no idea where it is.
So he's like, oh, I'll look into her husband's side of the family because he's really close with my wife. Because, you know, it's a thing. I don't know if this story has a moral. I'm just kind of talking at this point. But basically, that's why I know a lot about my family history, is because
there's a bug somewhere in this room. I don't know where it is. It's just in here somewhere. It's like one of those weird little, like, roly-poly, lots of legs, strange, like,
why
oval
did you bring
bugs.
this up now?
Because I'm laying on the floor now, so it made me think of it, and I'm kind of afraid.
Segues are weird.
Well, I had a story kind of relating to your thing. So I was filling out a financial aid thingy I need to fill out, and it had just like a ton of questions on it, because it's like, here's these questions that you might qualify for like certain scholarships. So it's like, are you Asian? Are you Hispanic? Are you, like, all these different things, like, asking me, like, for various... So one of them, I was like, there's a scholarship for this? It was, are you a descendant of a World War I veteran? And I was like, I have no idea. That would have been my great-great-grandparents? Like, I don't know that. I don't even know what my great-great-grandparents' names are. So I called my mom and dad. They're like, I don't know. And so they called their parents, and they were like, meh, we don't know. And so, like, it was, like, kind of sad, because it's like, wow, like, it's only been, like, a couple of generations, and already that knowledge is, like, lost. So I do feel like recorded, like, I want to interview my grandparents and be like, oh, like, what's the deal with, like, your parents and stuff, so, like, I can remember as long as I can, because I think that's, like, really cool information. But it was just weird, because they were like, oh, yeah, I know that Grandpa, whatever it was, served in the army, but I don't remember if it was during World War I, blah, blah, blah. So then, a couple days later, my dad called me back, or my mom called me back, and they're like, yeah, it turns out you are a descendant of a World War I veteran. And my grandma, like, apparently had found a newspaper clipping about, you know, my grandpa shipping off to my great-great-grandpa shipping off to wherever. And my mom was like, yeah, he was apparently in the Navy. And then she's like, and now come to think of it, your great-grandpa was in the Navy too. And so is your grandpa. And so is your uncle. So, like, literally, my family's like a Navy family, but... like, nobody really thought about it, or, like, no one remembered. It's been 4 generations of people in the Navy, and it's, I don't know, it's just funny, because nobody even, like, really thought about it. I mean, like, obviously, it probably influenced, like, my uncle, when he enlisted in the armed forces, he was like, I want to be in the Navy, because my dad was in the Navy, or whatever, but it was just, I don't know, usually when people are, like, Navy families, that's, like, something, I think that it's like more, it's not just like, oh, I guess we have had 4 generations of people in the Navy. Like, it's not just like kind of an an afterthought. So my mom was like, so either you or Jordan got to be in the Navy, because my older 2 cousins already have jobs. And I was like, I vote Jordan. So yeah, but I just thought that was interesting. That it's like, oh yeah, he was and my great-grandpa served in World War II, I guess. My grandpa served in the Korean War. And then, I don't think my uncle served in a specific war. He just served in the Navy for a while. But I could be wrong. I don't really know. But yeah, fun fact, like, genealogy's an interesting thing. Like, it would be cool to know, I think, more about.
I just want to know who my wealthy extended family that doesn't know they're my extended family is, so I can mooch money off them, because I'm broke.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I want to know. I'm presenting this like a joke, but it's not a joke, because there's no punchline. I want to know who's wealthy and is willing to give me money because they're related to me.
Yeah.
Because heaven knows, in college you ain't got no cash.
Well, yeah, just because you're related to somebody, though, doesn't mean they're going to be like, here's a check for
if they have enough money.
I mean, that's weird.
You're like, you're related to me, so you owe me this.
You owe me this opportunity.
They don't owe you anything.
Yes,
No. Actually, one of my favorite quotes in the whole wide world. This actually is an appropriate segue. I don't know why, but it is appropriate. One of my favorite quotes in the whole wide world is, "You don't owe anybody anything." So, like, if your parents are like, "I raised you, so you have to do this for me," you don't. You don't owe a single person in this world anything in terms of that stuff like that.
Unless they do something for you and you say that I owe you one or something.
Right. Like there. I mean, like, I'm just saying it in terms of like guilt tripping. Like, your parents will be like, "I raised you for 18 years, so you have to do this for me." It's like, no, I don't, because I didn't ask to be born, but you chose to have children. Therefore, your responsibility was to take care of me, but I don't owe you anything in return.
Okay, but I still think that you shouldn't be like, "I don't owe you anything." Like you need to appreciate the fact that your parents spent years and time and money.
I'm not saying don't be unappreciative, but I'm saying, like, if your parents are like, you know, you want to do something with your life, and your parents are like, "Well, I don't want you to do that because I didn't raise you to be that way," or whatever. And it's like, well, I don't care, because
you kind of did raise me to be this way.
Number one, you did raise me, and number two, it's like, I don't owe you to do what you want me to do with my life. I will listen to you and respect your opinion because I love you and you're my family, but I don't owe you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, you don't have to do what your parents tell you to do with your life. You just, like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of my favorite quotes because it's really helpful with, like, dealing with, I guess, emotional manipulation, which is a story we won't get into. Definitely not on this podcast and probably not for a while, but honey got experience with that. Lots of experience. But we aren't going to dig that grave just yet.
You need to get to know us better. You need a friendship level of at least 25 to learn this tragic backstory.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Yikes.
You have to clear my first 2 honey pot puzzles and then ask me tragic backstory in the talk options menu. And you have to at least give me 2 of my favorite gifts.
Food.
Then I'll
And food.
Accurate.
Money.
Food. Oh
Food
yeah,
and
that's
money.
true. Money would be first.
And then I'll tell you my tragic backstory.
Maybe some free merchandise. I don't know.
Oh,
It's not even a
Yes.
backstory. It's just like an anecdote. It's not like your entire
No.
life story.
no, it's more like a year and a half of my life that I'm never getting back, and it's fine. We won't talk about it now. If you want to learn more about it, leave a comment down below and be like, "Kenneth, tell us your tragic story," and maybe I will. We'll see if we get enough comments. If people are even watching to this part of the podcast. Hopefully they are.
Well,
And-
Feel free to ask questions. That
Yeah,
we
we'll
will
definitely talk
cover
about
in
it.
any following podcasts.
yay.
We are here to give you the insights of our lives and let you know what we think when we go about the adult world, which is a series of crises.
Oh, we flounder about through life.
We're basically like Ariel when she got her legs for the first time in The Little Mermaid. We're like, I don't know how to walk.
7 vagi-
8 legs, 7 vaginas, maybe
I
more.
don't even know what you're talking
That
about.
is a weird comic.
I love
is a
that
weird
comic. Now, leave. Oh god, I don't know what it's called, but look into it if you know what we're talking about. Because it's funny.
Look into it if you don't know what we're talking about.
That too. Share it with the world. It's worth it.
Help.
Help!
Anyway.
So there's this thing that I've been thinking of lately. And I feel like I'm going to share it with you, or I want to, because I feel like you guys will obviously care about it, because it
Oh my
pertains
gosh,
to-
Kenny, just say it. Whatever it is, just say it.
My favorite thing is drawing
God,
out the,
you're like,
reveal,
there's this
because Bethany
thing
gets so frustrated.
that I think I want to maybe talk about with you because maybe you'll think it is interesting. Like, just
you'll think-
say
That
it.
time it's like, no, we don't think it's
No, and then I do the reveal, and none of you say a word. Like, I'll reveal what I'm thinking, you guys will be like,
Oh,
yep,
that. Okay.
okay.
So what is it?
So the reveal was, I have this list on my Tumblr that I want to talk about one of the things on it. It's a list of 20 things you should do every day.
Oh my god, you're
We're gonna-
always like with the, love, like, take care of yourself and do these 50 things and doobity-doo. Like, oh my gosh, just live your life. Just live your life.
And then treat yourself with the money you don't have.
Right. No, but I love to share these because I love to get us to talk about
Oh
it.
my god.
Okay, so I'm gonna read.
It's just me gonna be like, that's dumb. Whatever.
I'm gonna read the first one, and I want us all to comment on it because it's really funny to me.
It's 20 things you should
Okay.
do every day. We're not going through
Yeah,
all
so the
20,
first
are
one-
we?
No, we're going through just the first one because it's the funniest one to me.
Okay.
All right, guys. As college people, let's comment on this. Number 1. Hold on, I gotta get close to the mic so it's nice and
my gosh.
sentimental.
My icy hot is now hot. It's done being icy.
I'm talking
Sorry.
now. Wake up earlier. Not only does this improve productivity, but it also gives you more time to make a good, healthy breakfast. Is that not the funniest thing?
I don't get it. Why is it funny?
Because it's impossible to
Because
do.
no one wakes up and eats.
Nobody
breakfast
wakes
in
up early
college.
enough to make a healthy breakfast.
I mean,
I'm like
in college, you don't have your own kitchen, so you can't really.
90% of the time I wake up before class, I like throw on clothes, deodorant, grab a Pop-Tart, and hit the road because I wake up with maybe 10 minutes to get to my classes.
Or if
Also,
you don't go to them.
or if you don't go.
Yeah, true.
Ooh, shade.
And then you just don't get out of bed until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you just go to the bathroom and go back to bed.
Or you have 8 a.m.
Oh,
Ew.
God. Yeah, Abby, you should wake up earlier before your 8 a.m.s to make a nice, healthy
Well, don't you guys
breakfast.
usually
And
get
also,
breakfast?
It'll improve your productivity.
Yes.
I do.
The
I
dining
don't.
halls. I mean, if
I
you want to
don't.
go to like the one in the UC, that one opens at like 7, but the other ones are closed until like 11.
God, I
Okay,
can't...
but the one across campus is open this semester, but no one's gonna walk over there. for
No,
breakfast.
no one is.
It also sucks.
Yeah, true.
Also, it's just really funny to me that I read that because I was like, this is funny because it makes me laugh, and then Lindsay laughed immediately, but Bethany's like, what's funny about that? I'm just like, have you not lived the college experience where you don't get up until 10 minutes before your class because you stayed up till 3 a.m. the night before?
Well, I mean, Beth also has to walk like a whole like half mile for class.
That's true. Bethany, are you farting?
No. Does it sound like I'm farting?
I thought you said...
What the hell?
I heard like a bunch of noises, and then I was like, are you farting? And I heard,
No, I was like, no, I was not.
That's what I heard too. Actually.
I was saying,
And on that
mhm.
note, I think we're going to call it a
I didn't
podcast.
hear whatever Kenny heard that made him ask that question, but I didn't hear that part. And I was like, what?
Well, I was saying, in response
All right.
to something else, not that I'm farting. Jeez.
Well, I don't care. On that note, we're gonna wrap up this podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Join us in the next 2 weeks where we talk about really cool things. I'm sure it'll be just as exciting and political as this one.
It wasn't
or maybe
political
not.
at
We might just
all.
talk about farting.
Oh my gosh. I
We covered a solid like 15
We
minutes.
don't like Scott Walker or Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Or Trump.
Yeah, okay,
There's some
but we
political
didn't
stuff.
actually get into like political. We were just like, we don't like them. We didn't say like why, like any kind of political
What we agree
policy
with.
or anything like that.
True.
That's true.
Makes us
Whatever
sound
the
like
case may
uninformed boobs millennials. We're not, I promise.
we
Oh my
are.
gosh, Kenny, no.
We are uninformed boob
Oh my
millennials.
gosh.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Join us in the next 2 weeks and we'll have our next podcast and talk about more cool things.
Conspiracy theories.
So yeah. Yeah,
I
we
want to
should.
do it so bad.
Me too. So, until next time, we're going to reintroduce ourselves just in case you forgot who we are. I'm Kenneth Ryan.
I'm Teresa.
I'm Bethany Ketchum.
And you were watching the Friends Forever podcast, and we're going to ride the music out now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.